Sitting at a rock on a bay, hoping that blue coat go away. Yeah, we don't do any of that pop idol nonsense. Let's have it right. We got the ocean in the background. Should we smoke that Benson Edges pack? Yes, we shall. Let's have it right. All you little sellouts. That is the background. Tell that to Jimmy. Give us a little smile, will ya? Chelsea smile, is it? What are we doing here? So, Chelsea 1. Jose Mourinho. Benfica 0. Zilch. Well, let's say it for what it really is. Positive, the only positive in this game was that we got 3 points. 3 points after getting battered like fish and chips in Munich, or a schnitzer. Let's have it right. I don't know if they battered them, did they? Well, we got battered, let's have it right. We got the 3 points. And how did we get the 3 points? Very simple. Our boy Neto makes a crossfield ball to the Baby Lurch. Baby Lurch, first time hit, took it quite well, fair play to him. And, well, Rios, Benfica player, own goal. Let's have it right. But before that, they had a shot, well, I think Sanchez saved it, didn't he? Hit the post, there's a bit of a kerfuffle in there, and we could have been 1-0 down, let's have it right. Since that, what have we done really? What did we do? I'll say the one thing we did do well was press. It was pressing, but it was more pressing like a Ford Focus, bruv, yeah? Than a Ferrari, you know what I'm saying? But that's all we did, was press. Benfica, pretty toothless if I'm being honest. However, they created more chances, they had more attempts, and we had more possession. Let's have it right. I've got to give my fair dues and respects to, I think, the Brillo pad, who played very well yesterday. I thought Casado was a general in there. But we have to question here, right? Tyreek George starting up front. Brighton's player, the Seagull Merchants player that we took on loan as a backup to Cole Palmer, because they couldn't sign Xavi Simons. They'd rather build bridges with Spursy than burn them, like Don Roman. So, we got that. We had Baby Lurch, we had Neto, we had Chalobah. I mean, Gusto, Enzo Fernandez, who did all right in this game, to be fair to him. You know, he did all right. He wanted to up the levels because he's playing his ex-club, the club he went, I'm staying, and 2 days later signed for Chelsea, because there's no loyalty in football. But he upped his levels. He had a point to prove to the Benfica supporters, who Jose Mourinho was trying to calm down, because he's just a gaffer, bruv, a general. What a goat, yeah. But anyway, 2 billion spent, and we got Tyreek George, that Seagull merchant, on loan. A back line and a goalkeeper in Sanchez. That is an absolute shambles. The same midfield when Blueco first took over Chelsea, to have it right, in their first year. And we spent 2 billion quid. And that is the team we got to show for it. Pedro on the bench, to have it right. Esteval on the bench. Why did you not play Esteval Willian in the number 10? Why are we not doing that? We have to question that. But ultimately, that game was dross. An absolute piss poor performance. And let's say it for what it really is. It was awful. It was so boring. What kind of football is this? Yeah. And to top it off, the cherry on top, Pedro does come on, ends up getting 2 yellows and gets sent off. And Enzo Maresca comes out after the game. He goes, well, we managed to win with 10 men, although it was 1 minute ago in injury time when Pedro got sent off. The fact is, he misses the Ajax game. Another what's that? 3 consecutive games of having red cards. It's just ridiculous, but that's what you get with young'uns, with inexperience, bro. But before that, Jose Mourinho made changes. We brought on Esteval Willian, who, let's have it right, I don't think did that well. He had some nice little moments. I'm not going to put anything on that kid. At the end of the day, he's a young'un. You know what I'm saying? Switching on the left, the right. Neto looked fucked. I mean, he was running all over the gaff. like a road runner, and he looked really like the most threatening player. Caicedo breaking up all the play. Benfica pretty toothless, let's have it right, and they gave us an own goal, and that was a gift, whether you like it or not. And oh, let's not forget we got a clean sheet. Fantastic, just about 1 hour and a nutsack. And who was in the ground? Thomas Tuchel and Jose Mourinho. And Jose Mourinho says, under Roman era, that was Chelsea, my Chelsea, Roman Abramovich's Chelsea. We were a winning machine. We're not like that now. We ain't that team no more. We ain't winning no Champions League. We had Cole Palmer falling asleep in the stands, bruv, looking like a fucking Michelin man doing sponsorship for Michelin tyres, let's have it right. Probably for his Ferrari, because he's probably pushing one of them, let's have it right. He's got a whip like that, I'm sure, or a Lamborghini, whatever it is. These kids get overpaid, but nothing with Cole Palmer. He's a baller, he's our best player, and we're missing him dearly because our creation is a shambles. Reece James on the bench, obviously, in a must-win game, usually the going rate with Enzo Maresca. But when he come on, Mourinho did say, what did he say? He said about, well, when Gusto went on, they brought even a better player than Gusto on, and that was Reece James. As he knows, Reece James is probably the best right back in the league and in the world when he's fit. So have it right. And at this moment in time, he is still fit, you know, but we don't play him in London derbies, our captain. But overall, the changes we made, the fact that we've got these players on the bench, these players starting for our football club, we have to ask the question, why was Mark Gui brought back from a here we go to Sunderland, this transfer window, to bring him back with a here we go back to Chelsea, and this guy's not even getting a sniff, not a sniff whatsoever, yeah? He's desperate to do the Robbie Fowler sniff and get a goal for Chelsea, but he can't get no minutes. Instead, he's playing Tyreek George, who had his paperworks all messed up, let's have it right, because of the ownership, their incompetence. And, well, here we are, Tyreek George starting. Doesn't look very happy, let's have it right. I don't blame the kid. He was told he's going to be exiled from the football club, and he was no part of the plans, like they did to Trev, except they couldn't ship Trev because they need Trev. How have we spent all this money, and this is the team we got? People go, we've spent $2 billion. Why are we not buying any of the elite players? Well, simply because of the wage structure, isn't it? And the wage structure dictates the amount of profit that they can make, the resale value, but it also restricts you in the market of what elite players you can buy, because you had Bastonis out there, you had Mark Gay, who I don't rate as elite, but he's better than what we got. And we got Donnarumma, you got Mike Maignan, who they won't pay 80 million for. You've had Victor Osimhen on the market, Isak on the market, Gyökeres on the market. I mean, we can go on. You could have got Xavi Simons, you didn't want to go down there, you wanted the baby Lurch. And Kittens comes on, and everyone's coming at Kittens. Well, let's have it right. Coming at him, he's 55 million. That's the price tag on him. The ultimate fact is, he's no better, if not, he's worse than Madueke. And we sold Madueke after 2 years, 2 rivals in Arsenal, for profit, because that's the model. And this guy is behind in development. Madueke. Kittens is not £55 million player. You overpaid for this guy who sit on the bench for Dortmund. This guy ain't got the minerals, bruv. You know, again, you're buying same old dross, same old high potential. It's just a joke. And there was no Andre Santos. There's no Isugu who's injured for 12 weeks. You've got no Dillet. You've got injuries galore because of fatigue, to have it right. And then Maresca, what's he got? What are the options he's got? You can come at the gaff all you want. Enzo Maresca out. Ultimately, they're going to bring in some other yes man. The fact of the matter is, unless you bring in an elite manager, and even if you did bring an elite manager in right now, you brought back Jose Mourinho, you brought back Thomas Tuchel, you bring Pep Guardiola, he ain't doing shit with his squad. And that's a fact, yeah? Because the squad building is why we are where we are. It's the squad building, it's Kerry Winstanley, Stuart Little, them going in the market. And that's why we play the way we play. There is constant changes in every lineup, not just due to injury. Even when we got players available, this manager tinkers more than Ranieri used to tinker, bro, yeah? And ultimately, yeah, he's got credit in the bank because of the Conference League and the Club World Cup. They're not the standards of Chelsea Football Club. Everyone knows that. And everyone saw how Jose Mourinho came back to the bridge, how long his staff members were so emotional, and he was emotional with them. giving them a cuddle and kisses on the forehead and the love and the connection and the mentality, bruv. And Roman brought Peter Kenyon and made the decision with Roman, look, we need this guy, we need Jose Mourinho to kickstart the revelation at Chelsea Football Club in the Roman era. And Jose Mourinho laid the foundation at the football club, and he's not wrong. No one's going to break his legacy. And the chance for his name, epic, bruv. Yeah? Absolutely epic. No one chants like that for Enzo Maresca. No one chants like that for Bottle Tino from Spursy. No one chants like that from Jellyfish Potter, bruv. He's just been sacked by West Ham because he's been mean to fucking hell. You know what I'm saying? Memes all over the gaff, bruv. Yeah? It's used more than a slosh pot, what we're doing here. But ultimately, the pressure is on players that are just not at the level to take Chelsea. Now, Enzo Maresca comes out after the game and says, we've got nothing to worry about, don't worry about us getting sendings offs and all this, yeah? When, yeah, it's costing us games, we're losing games because of it. Obviously, this was last minute, but you could sense Benfica coming back into this game. You could sense that they had this confidence and the changes that Jose Mourinho was doing. And let's not forget, Jose Mourinho's just come and arrived at Benfica a couple games ago. He hasn't put his mark on that team yet, but you can see he will do something, even though I don't rate this team. We beat them in the Club World Cup, thanks to Nkunku, to serve it right, digging us out. We got shipped out for a pound note, another Blue Coat signing. But this is it. Jose Mourinho, respected, loved, adored, the greatest manager at Chelsea Football Club, and it winds me up that we ain't got a manager like that in our dugout right now. It winds me up that the standards are so low at this football club. They're in the mud, they're in the gutter. The fact that the ambition and target is top four is just a kick to the stomach, bro. Yeah, it's insulting. Yeah, and I did tell you lot, yeah, that they said last year it's going to take 2 years to get top four. We should not be aiming for top four this year. And Enzo Maresca comes out after saying last night not to worry and this and that. And we're improving and we're learning on the job and everything's learning on the job training at Chelsea Football Club from top to bottom in the layer cake. The fact of the matter is there are people within his camp that have leaked out that he does not believe that this squad is able or capable to compete for the Premier League or Champions League this year, which is why he was calling out the ambition of Liverpool, which is why he was calling out for a centre-back and goalkeeper, and calling out for some elite players and some experience. We didn't get that, because everyone in the fan base wasn't putting pressure, because pressure makes diamonds, to make that happen. Instead, you accepted all the dross served up by this clown ownership that are getting away with murder, bruv, and they got blood on their hands. And for me, win, lose, draw, blue coat out, end of story, bruv, yeah? End of story. There's no debate here. This is where my expectations lie. I want the best at Chelsea. I want Chelsea to be competing. 2 billion spent, and we're not competing for the major honours. It's a disgrace. Like, what is the point then? What are we doing? We're just Arsenal, Participation FC. You want to do a bit of Spursy? You know, it's just so poor, bruv. We look fragile. We don't look good. We're not playing well. We've got injuries. There's going to be more injuries. We struggle without Reece James creation. We struggle without Cole Palmer for creation. You're relying on players that are unproven. And that's the reality, bruv. That's where we are at Chelsea Football Club. You know, this game last night was a prime example. It was a must-win game. But I tell you this now, the Benfica supporters were making more noise. They were showing their minerals. They actually believed that they could get a point out of this. If we didn't get our own goal, where were we scoring a goal? Where were we creating in that game? Because we weren't. That's a serious problem, because now we're playing Liverpool next. Liverpool lost back-to-back defeats for Liverpool against Galatasaray. Was it Osimhen that scored, is it? Is it Victor Osimhen? Mentality monster, goal machine, penalty or not, doesn't matter. Pressure makes diamonds. Well, Liverpool, they're looking a little bit fragile. I don't expect Liverpool to come to the bridge and just roll over like they did back in the last season, because they'd already won the Premier League. No, it's going to be a different game at Stamford Bridge. And we've got injury problems, and you still, yet again, couldn't rest Enzo Fernandez. You can't rest Casado because there ain't no one to fucking replace him with. And that's that's my point. Squad building is a shambles. And it's not good enough. And it needs to be improved. It ain't going to get improved. We ain't got money to spend. The money's been spent, so you're going to have to sell players in order to buy. And again, you're not going to buy the top players. They're linking us with Walton today. Baller, fantastic player. At Crystal Palace, fantastic player. Got a lot of talent, yeah? But why did we not buy him in the summer then? Why are we PRing it now? Why are we PRing Maignan? We can get him on a free next summer. I don't want to hear that. It doesn't help us now. And it doesn't help Enzo Maresca right now. And that is the problem. You know? We are where we are. But we'll take the three points. Very important to get the 3 points. Is it a confidence builder? No, not really. I don't think it is. I think there's too many gaping holes in this team where we can be got to against top teams. But let's see. We roll on to play Liverpool, a must-win game, because if we lose to Liverpool, that's 3 Premier League straight defeats. We need to keep 11 players on the pitch, because if we go down to 10 men, it's not going to look too healthy, is it? And that's the reality. But like I say, all of you content creators, all of you Twitter accounts, you'll probably gloss this one out, and we're back on track. And Chelsea, it's just a load of kerfuffle. Yeah, it really is. It's pathetic. You know, people don't address the truth, and the truth is, Blueco can leave this football club. They can sell this football club. And how we've gone from Thomas Tuchel, Jose Mourinho, to this Enzo Maresca era, to this era of players, bro. It's just a shambles from top to bottom, and it needs to be rectified. And it ain't gonna get rectified, clearly, yeah, because everyone else is accepting it. Everyone else has accepted it, and maybe until the reality hits home that maybe we don't get Champions League football this year, then the pockets dry up even more. You're going to have to sell your best players. There's rumours, apparently, that Real Madrid's representatives are talking to Cole Palmer's representatives. So what you're telling me, Cole Palmer favours a move to Real Madrid? Why wouldn't he? Why would he not want to go there? Have a chance of winning Ballon d'Or, have a chance of winning La Liga, the Champions League. They've won the most Champions Leagues. This is the blueprint of Blueco. Yeah? Build players up and sell them. So have it right. But you better pay us 250 million for Cole Palmer, because there ain't no player out there that can do what he does, even though he hasn't had a great patch recently. But that's because they've been playing him with injury, because we're so desperate and over-reliant on Cole Palmer. The facts are, the squad building, the amount of money we spent, is why we witnessed that last night. That was a disgrace of a performance. It was just sickening, bro. So fucking boring. Yeah, my eyes were bleeding. Yeah, I was literally biting nails to think, can we hang on here? Are we gonna buck at some point? But the energy, the pressing, kept us in. We closed them down, but they were getting in us, bro. They were finding ways. They just don't have that killer up front. They don't have killers. They're not a very good team, but yet they still up the ante in the last 15 minutes. So that's something to dwell on now, to think about. And it is what it is. We've just lost to Man United and the Seagull Merchants, the ones we're copying the blueprint of, who've got experience in that team as well. We don't have fuck all experience. We've got everyone learning on the job, including the manager. And ultimately, directors, owners pick the manager, sign the players, use the AI scouting, the owners sign it all off. That's why we are where we are, so it is what it is. Big up to all my ultras, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, put all your comments down below, and as always, yeah, make sure you go and land it in everyone's chat on all their Twitter accounts, and call them out, bruv. Be relentless with it, no surrender mentality, bruv. Win, lose, draw, Blueco out. Hate Blueco, love Chelsea, and salute to our Don Roman. Salute to of course, Jose Mourinho, who is just a goat, bruv. Football heritage, mate, yeah? Football heritage. And Thomas Tuchel looking below, bruv. Didn't look too happy. Oh, and did everyone see Toothpick Jacobs getting all giddy? He looked like a little kiddie in a candy store when he saw Jose Mourinho, didn't he, shaking his hand? He saw all the brown envelopes behind. That's going to be my thumbnail. And on top of that, Matt Law, the fraud Law, yeah, didn't get a sniff, did he? There's a lot we could say. There's a lot we know that we don't put out. Isn't that right, Matt Law? Big up to everyone. Up the Chelsea, up the Mills FC. Let's have it right.